Sorry, what'd you
Well,
say?
hopefully it's a good 50 seconds.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I can say it. So it's a work in progress. So he says, "Hey guys, I'm back again. First thing I want to clarify is that yes, that picture was Thurgo from RuneScape on my last submission,
Oh,
bro.
that's pretty.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
saw
remember.
that.
Okay, I fucking called it, bro. I love RS. This time I wanted to try something a bit different with my vocals, but I'm not too sure how it turned out. I have a schizotypal personality disorder. I hadn't even heard of that. Schizotypal, just schizophrenic type beat uh, disorder, which makes it incredibly hard for me to express emotions, both physically and vocally, among other things. Ah, I see. This one was mixed by at Apollo, who I met in Bo's Discord. Very awesome, very cool. So
Hmm,
you're through the Bo community, I see.
nice. Making
Cool.
connections.
So yeah, it's a work in progress. Let's see. He wanted to try something different with his vocals. Not sure how it turned out. He has a personality disorder which makes him hard to express emotions, physically and vocally. So we'll try to keep that in mind and see what we can help you out with. But
Cool. Let's see how this
yeah,
compares to last week's.
yeah, for sure. So can be ruminations, prod herbs. You ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right, three, two, one. Be kind of fire, dude.
Yeah, like that.
It looks like you lost another one.
Mentally lost in anxiety, don't want a bitch, is she just gonna lie to me? Quietly lost in a vision, calamity, sanity slowly descends. I don't care about no vanity, all in my head, but I feel like reality. I don't feel real with these demons surrounding me.
Sounds a little muffled.
I cannot relate to anyone else, yeah, it's bad for my health. Try to bring up my wealth, but it doesn't get better, it only get worse. No emotion, I hurt, no devotion, I'm burning, I'm tired. I just wanna go to sleep, I don't give a fuck if nobody noticed me.
50 seconds, bro. That's it. It's over.
Nice. It's
That's
it's a
it.
little sampler, like at the store.
Yeah, yeah. We need more. But Josh, what do you think? First impressions?
Yeah, I mean, so I was trying to think a little bit about what we heard last week from you, Cam. Uh, and I
RuneScape,
think
shut up.
some of our actually you were in our featured clip today. We went on a little tangent about speaker systems because we were trying to figure out whether it was like the recording setup or the mixing setup or what determines the sonic timbre that we hear. And in this case, there's again like a little bit of a weird quality that's kind of hard to describe on the vocal processing. Um, and like it sounds like you've done a couple of kind of cool effects things to that vocal. I think what we may be getting at is it could sit a little bit better in the mix, like along with the beat in this one.
Mm-hmm.
That was at least what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but overall, yeah, I think this is a great start to a song. I don't know what you're planning on doing to it. I don't know if you want to let us know. Like, are you planning to make it longer, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or
That's a hit.
add sections, or like what are your plans? It would be good to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think it sounds pretty good, especially from the beat side. Is definitely an improvement from last week.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is just getting it to sound like the beat and the vocal are part of the same song. But Chris, what are your first impressions?
And you heard me say it. The first impression was beat was dope, and then what is it? It's the vocals sound muffled. So kind of what Josh was saying, that it doesn't sit well in the mix. Really, it doesn't pop out, I should say. And typically vocals you'd want to, because that's the kind of thing that we're listening for. The words the first time. Like I couldn't make out too much of what you're saying. I got an overall theme of it, and really, to be honest, like uh, despite when you say that it's emotionless, there's a lot of music that's like this, that's talking about the lyrical content like this, that it matches pretty well. Like you could fit a niche pretty well, I think, and you don't have to worry about your disorder too much. I don't think. I think the biggest problem, really, and like the writing, I didn't seem that bad either. The biggest problem was either it's basically how the vocals sound in the mix, and um, I don't know. The first thing I thought of was, what's the mic like? Like, what kind of mic are you recording with? Josh mentioned effects. Um, yeah, it's a kind of similar thing. To me, it just sounds like there's either too much effects that's kind of making your voice sound hollow and it's not really punching out of the mix, um, or it could be just like kind of an iPhone mic. It just doesn't sound like a very high quality recording. So if I were you, I would try to, or it could be room noise. Like maybe the room is just too reverberating and it's giving the color uh, maybe unfavorable color to your vocals. So I would say try to get a better mic. Try to um, isolate the reflections of your room. Just like put a bunch of padding everywhere so that the sound doesn't reflect everywhere. Then come to your mic again, um, and then just cool with the vocals. I think in the beginning when you're mixing vocals, um, it's important to get the really simple things done first, like just how it sits in the mix, volume wise, for example, and then frequency range. And then when that's mastered, and then everybody can tell what you're saying, that's the time I think to splash in the crazy effects that you're putting here. But yeah, I think there's potential. The beat really does rock. Like Prod Herbs, shout out to Herbs. He was pretty dope. But yeah, that was my first impression slash overall review. Yeah,
I might have to. I think this was the same thing that we talked about with his track last week about the mic thing.
yeah,
I'm sort of a little. I'm not quite sure, like if it's actually a mic thing. I think it's a little bit hard to tell in this one, like whether
yeah.
it's just the way that it's been processed or mixed and stuff. And
Can be. Let us know
yeah, let us know what,
so we
like
can
it would
help.
be good to know what mic you're using actually. What I was listening for on this one, I did not hear any room noise. Like usually if somebody's in a space that's not treated and that's a problem with their recording, you
Yeah.
can hear it. You can hear the remnants of that. I didn't
Mm,
hear I specifically was listening for that. I didn't hear it at all in this one. It's possible he used a really, like a hard gate, like a noise gate
mm,
or some sort of denoising thing. But I sense that probably the recording setup isn't as big of a problem as it could be. It doesn't sound terrible to me, but it
mm,
could be a mix between maybe the mic has some weird sonic signature that's bringing out a frequency range of the voice that's not, doesn't serve the purpose that we want it to in these songs. Or it's just, again, a mixing thing, a processing thing of like getting your vocals to sit well in the track that you
mm.
put around them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the main thing that I think both of us kind of heard.
How
Um,
could you? You said you didn't think it was noise. I might have missed that. How did you tell that it wasn't room noise?
I mean, it just sounded tight enough around the end
Mm,
of the phrases that there wasn't any like overhang.
mm.
Basically, what you're listening for is like a short reverb, pretty much,
Okay.
or sort of like coloration that
Mm,
is sort of time, like changes with time a little bit because
mm,
the
mm.
stuff is bouncing around. I didn't hear any of that. It sounded pretty tight to me.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, the spectrum, the
You got
frequency
the
wise,
ear.
was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Um, so then let's go into the ratings categories.
Yes.
Um, so for vibes, I thought it was a good vibe. I liked it. Uh, maybe even a little bit more than the vibes of last week's song.
Yeah, I think so
Uh,
too.
yeah, I just want to hear more, obviously.
Yeah.
So I mean, vibes. I would give it a. There's a lot of room to go because it's only 50
Hmm.
seconds. I would give it like a lemon lime there.
Hmm.
Um, and then for content, definitely develop just because you need to have probably more content to make it a song.
Mm.
Um, Otherwise, it doesn't really have much of a like message or what's the song trying to do. Um, and then for production, I would say also like probably in the orange for this one. It doesn't sound like a whole lot has been done cohesively to it as a mix.
Mm.
So probably just want to go and try it out on different speakers, get some feedback, learn more mixing skills and stuff if that's the solution,
Yeah.
to get it to sound more cohesive.
Yeah, it sounds like it was mixed by a friend, Apollo. So try to relay this video to them.
Yeah,
That'd
definitely.
be awesome. And like we'd like to know, like you could even send us stems or something. Just be like, hey, this is what the original recording sounds like. This is what Apollo did. Did he fuck it up, or was it my mic? Maybe that could help us. We're down to help. For me, vibes. I think I do like this one a little bit better than the other one. Um, I think emotions are fine. Maybe one thing, and people might conflate the two, but energy. I always love a lot of energy in music. Even if you're motionless, I think you can kind of bring energy if that makes sense. And I think it kind of manifests from just being confident on your delivery. There's a difference between kind of just speaking or reading rap vocals into a microphone versus like spitting it. And uh, I think you have some energy, but I'm hearing like it's a little held back. So yeah, emotionally, I think it's fine. I think energy is the thing that I'm more listening for. But I didn't sense anything too weird elsewise with vibes. So vibes, I'll go lemon lime for that. Content, I mean, it's hard to say because it's so short. So beat was dope. Lyrics seemed pretty decent. I'll give maybe lemon lime there. Production, that's where my uh, issue is with it, because with my first impression, right? Like you heard it right away. I'm like, it sounds muffled. And what our goal with Fast Track is to try to get people listening, get your music to like the threshold point where somebody doesn't worry about how it's produced. Like it's from there, we want it to just be subjective. Like, oh, I like this, or oh, I don't like this. But in terms of how it sounds professional. So it's not there yet, and because of the reasons we outlined before, I would say it's orange. And overall, I think it's developed.
Yeah. I don't think I gave my total. I would also say that
Oh, sorry.
it's just a develop. Because
Mhm.
yeah, there's stuff on most fronts that could use some work, but it's definitely on the way.
Yep.
So yeah, looks like we've got some stuff going on.